So, I have a couple tips of things that have really helped me not being able to have dairy with my meat. Because, okay, so let's just get started. I ramble if you watched my other videos. Anyways, so we started having sirloin steak. And I know they say to make sure that you get the fatty steak, but we just can't afford it. I mean, oh my word, have you looked at the price of meat these days? So you can get cheap cuts of meat. You can do stewed beef. You can do some, the really, really tough kind of meat and put it in your slow cooker for a while. We love the sirloin steak. I have a reaction to food when it's been in the fridge for too long, even just like day old meat or leftovers from yesterday. I get it bothers my gut. And so we actually do fresh steak twice a day. And it costs a lot. So definitely go with the cheaper cuts if that is an issue for you because you have to be able to actually do this, right? Okay, so here's the tip for making that work because you have to have enough fat. I don't know if you've been watching enough videos to understand this, but to be successful at keto, there's a couple reasons for that. Watch some of these other videos that talk about your fat content, but if you don't have enough fat for one, you're going to get constipated and it's going to be very painful. And so you have to have fat. And number two, you're going to be hungry all the time. The whole point of carnivore is that, well, not the whole point, but one of the big things about carnivore is that your body is changing from using sugar and carbs for energy, and now you're using fat. So if you're not giving your body enough fat, you're going to be tired, you're going to be hungry, it's going to be a very yucky feeling. And so what I've done, and I've tried a lot of things because I'm allergic to dairy, and you have to have some fat, right? And I did lard for a while, but then I found out that this tender flake that I was using has this other stuff in it. It's very bad for you. And then I did more research about pigs, and a lot of the lard that we find just in the regular butcher blocks and stuff, they're from normal pig lots where the pigs have been fed grain that have toxins in them and on them. And because pigs only have their one digestive system, unlike a cow that goes through more than once, right? In a pig, it just goes through once, and so a lot of those toxins go into their fat. You don't want to be eating that if you're really sensitive, if you have big health issues. So we wanted to find something that would be less possible to make me sick. And so I went and I bought this tallow from the butcher block and I rendered it down and I did all the things and it was so gross I could not gag it down. And so we tossed the whole works, which was such a waste because here's my tip. I went online and I bought some thinking that they must have done a better job than I did at making it not yucky. And um, and it was just as, I mean, it was a little bit better than mine, but not enough to pay $30 for this tiny little bottle. So I'm going to make my own again, but here's what you do. So I have a little jar beside my plate with cooled chunks of tallow that I bought. Um, and when I'm eating, I always have fizzy water. Fizzy water will help things go down better if that's a struggle for you. So that's another tip. Okay, so I have my little jar of little pieces of tallow, and after I've had a few bites of my steak, I'll take just like a tiny dab of that oil, and I'll swallow it like a pill with some fizzy water. And that just makes it, I don't even taste it. Like, I'm very good at swallowing supplements. I've been sick for such a long time that it's very easy and I don't even taste it. So, those are my tips for getting enough fat in. Oh, one more tip that I wanted to share. We started taking these supplements because I am not a fan of liver. And they keep saying that you need organ meat. And I remember as a kid, do you remember? Do you remember your parents? Are you my age? Where your parents would like force you to eat liver once a week or something? because they believed it's good for you. Well, it is good for you. But I remember just gagging on it every week. And back in the day, you ate what was on your plate. You weren't allowed to throw things out. You don't get a choice like you do today. Kids today can just be like, nope, and then they just don't eat. End of story. We were like, you're going to sit there until you're done your supper. Anyways, I remember gagging this stuff down, and I was like, I cannot do this. I'm not doing this. Maybe down the road I'll be able to tolerate those flavors, but not today. And so we bought this bottle of um, beef organ meats, grass-fed beef organ meats, on Amazon. And it says to do 6 a day, but I don't honestly think we need 6 a day. I notice a difference taking 1 or 2 a day. It actually gives me energy and clarity. It fills in a gap for me, nutritionally, of something that I'm missing. So we do that, and I make my own little salt pills because I have to have extra salt, for my POTS. If you've heard of postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, putting sea salt in little capsules really helps you get enough salt into your diet, and extra water. So I have one of these, and I drink about 4 of these a day. And this is glass, which is awesome with just this plastic sleeve. I love those water bottles. Anyways, if you want to know links and stuff to finding all of this stuff, shoot me a message and I will send those to you. And happy carnivoring. I hope you guys are doing awesome. It's so worth it. Keep watching your training videos. They're super, super helpful and motivating. Talk to you later.